Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to RemyFIT Radio, where you can learn my philosophies on health, performance, and lifestyle optimization that I have learned from the years of experience as a health and performance coach. I'm your host, Brandon Remy, and let's get into it. Alright guys and girls, welcome back. Today's episode, we're talking about becoming an animal. Right, this is inspired by a good friend and mentor of mine, Matt Manns. He actually recently just started a podcast. I suggest everyone go listen to his. It's called Sun to Soul, or From Sun to Soul. And in his first podcast kind of speaks a little bit about this, and kind of lit a fire underneath me. And basically just, the idea of becoming more natural, right? Becoming a animal. We are animals, whether you want to agree with that or not, right? We are animal-like, right? Humans, we are our own species, but we are designed to be in the wild, right? We're not designed to be at a desk job from 9 to 5, right? Or even living in a house, right? We're designed to be living in nature, right? And the more that you can get in tune with that, right? The more that you can become one with nature, the healthier, the better mindset you'll have, and everything else in your life will start to upgrade, right? The further you get away from nature, the more sick, the sicker we get, the more diseases we get, the more technology we invite into our life, right? We become dependent on that, right? And we kind of don't do things for ourselves, right? So if you just think about becoming an animal, right? Kind of do what animals do, right? They play, they laugh, they hunt, they have a good time throughout the day, right? Not to say that their life is easy, right? Don't mistake becoming an animal with becoming easy, right? Your life is not meant to be easy. It's meant to challenge you. It's just we're creating comfortableness, right? I don't even know if that's a word, but we are getting too comfortable, being comfortable, right, in our life. We wake up with a nice alarm clock, we shower, eat breakfast, right? First off, we wake up in a nice, comfortable bed. We shower with warm water or cold water in the summer, right? We have the ability to change the temperature in our room, our AC, our heat, right? We drive to work, right? None of this would happen in nature, right? As an animal, you wake up, you have to go and find food, hunt or gather food, right? You have to regulate your body's systems to whatever the environment is that day, right? That month or that year. When you're out in the cold, your body heats up. When you're out in the hot sun, your body sweats to try and cool you down. Yet we come into our nice air-conditioned homes and we don't have to do that. Right? We're building comfortable into our life when in essence we should be doing the opposite, right? We should find these little things that make us uncomfortable, right? We want to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's truly when you can thrive. And, that's also another thing with becoming an animal is we're not just trying to survive, right? We're trying to thrive throughout our whole life. And this is up for debate, but I truly believe that, being more comfortable in your day-to-day life is not actually helping you thrive, right? It's actually helping us just barely get by. Right? Not every, but most animals, they don't have problems. They don't have anxiety and depression and cancer and obesity and heart disease and this and that and The list goes on and on. But they also don't have all the luxuries that we do. So we need to kind of take a step back, right? Get away from technology and get into the environment, get into nature, become one with the earth, with the outdoors. Spend some time being outside, right? So like for me, for example, I'm basically barefoot all year round, right? And when it's too cold to actually be fully barefoot, I wear my barefoot shoes, right? No animal other than us, human beings, wear shoes on a day-to-day basis, right? In the summer, I try and wear the least amount of clothes as possible so that way I can get the most amount of sun exposure, right? In the winter, same thing. I'm not, I bundle up, but I I invite the cold, right? I go out hunting. I'm sitting in my tree stand or I'm walking around stalking, and I'm immersed in the environment, right? Whether it's raining, snowing, sleeting, whether it's windy. A couple years ago, I made a promise to myself that no matter what the weather is, I'm going to go outside. Like yesterday, just yesterday, it poured rain the entire afternoon. I took my boat out and I went fishing, right? I threw a rain jacket on, I have my whole fishing gear, and I just sat out in the rain and fished, right? It was very peaceful. Nobody was on the water but me. There was actually one other person, but for the most part, nobody was out there, right? So I dive head in to the environment, right? Whether it's hot and sunny, I'm going fishing. Whether it's cold and rainy, I'm going fishing. If it's snowing in the winter, I'm going to go hunting. If it's a nice windy day, right? Everyone says, oh, you don't want to hunt when it's windy because it's going to blow your scent around, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? I've shot all my biggest deer in the wind, right? And those are generally the days that people say not to go. So the animals are always out there, right? You can always get food every single day of the year. It might not be the food that you're actually after, but go out there and get it. Some days I think I'm going to go hunting and I walk across a patch of mushrooms. Not the psilocybin ones, I wish. That'd be fucking great, but some chanterelles or turkey tail or chicken of the woods, maitake, right? And that day I switch from a hunter to a gatherer, right? I'm always looking for food. I'm always looking to get closer to nature, right? To become an animal, right? And also along with becoming an animal is believing in your instincts, right? Intuitively, we know how to survive, right? Your great-grandparents and my great-grandparents got us here somehow. They didn't have a fancy computer, an iPhone, whatever, right? They didn't have emails or anything like that, right? But intuitively, they figured out how to survive and how to get us here. Now that we have the technology, we can now mesh it together with intuition. So intuitively, we know how to survive. And then through technology, we can use our intuition to now thrive, right? And be way better than what our great-grandparents lived through. But once again, we want to first think about intuition. Everything that we need to know as a species, as human beings, to whether it's food or movement or mindset or sleeping, we know how to do that. We just have to dig deep down to find these answers. And hopefully this podcast and, like Matt's podcast and a bunch of other ones will kind of lead you guys to those answers, right? And we're not going to give you these answers. We're not just going to be like, here's letter, answer 1, and here's answer 2, and here's this answer for that problem, right? I want you to start thinking about these answers, right? Thinking about these questions that you might be having for yourself. And the best way to answer them is for you yourself to answer them, not for somebody else to give you answers, right? I mean, it is good every once in a while to listen to other people, to have them give you these answers, right? Whether it's business or relationships or even fitness, right? We hire coaches for that reason. But a good coach doesn't just hand out answers, right? They make their, whatever you want to call them, clients, find solutions, right? Through, like I said, through having them think about something differently. Not just, oh, here you go. Here's the answer to your problem, right? For me and my clients, I sit down with them or, on a Zoom call, whatever it is, and we go over, what's their problems, what do they think is hindering their performance, whatever their problem is, right? I kind of get a gist of what I think is the problem versus based off of what they're telling me. And I don't just say, hey, here, try this and do this, right? I kind of give them little questions, little things to think about, right, which might light up a light bulb inside their head. And, next thing they know, they figured out the problem, right? And when you figure out the problem yourself, you're going to be much more likely to stick with it rather than just, oh, well, so-and-so gave me the answer, so next time I have a problem, he'll just give me a different answer, right? So it's also learning how to fix our own problems. Once again, going back to becoming an animal, animals have problems, right? They have predators, they have droughts, they have, forest fires and all that. And somehow most figure it out. Some don't, right? And that's why they're extinct. But a majority of animals every single year figure out their problems, right? Or figure out answers for their problems. And, that's how their offspring live for the next year. They don't just hand them answers, right? They teach. They teach them how to hunt. They teach them how to gather. They teach them how to live. And hopefully, like I said, between my podcast and many others, you'll learn how to live and not just what to do. So give that some thought and try and thrive rather than just survive. We have to normalize thriving. Don't just try and survive, right? If you're trying to survive, living paycheck to paycheck, or just eating enough to get by, or just working out enough to get by, right? Good enough is the death of greatness, right? I have that tattooed on my forearm, right? Good enough is the death of greatness. We don't want to just be good enough. We want to be fucking great. So once again, normalize thriving. Get out there, get into nature, remove some clothes, remove your shoes, touch the ground, touch the earth, get in the sand, get in the water. Become one with the earth. Peace. And that does it for another episode of RemyFIT Radio. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed listening, and if you think I can add any value to someone else, please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to learn more or you are interested in my online lifestyle optimization course, head over to my website, www.remyfithp.com, and follow me on Instagram at @BRemyFit.